Have you been wondering what it feels like working in the UK? You have plans to move to the UK and you're wondering what would the cultural shift be like? How would it be compared to my home country? In my own case, Nigeria, for instance. Will they be better? Would they be worse? What should I prepare for? What are the things that would be significantly different? Stay tuned to the end of this video and I'm sure that you're going to enjoy it. Welcome back, guys. My name is Rookie. If you're watching my video for the first time, thank you for coming. Kindly subscribe down below and click the bell so you can get notifications. If you're an existing subscriber, thank you for coming back. You know I always bring you videos around working in the UK, work culture in the UK, relocation tips and guides to the UK, what it feels like working in the UK. So guys, like I said, I'll be sharing with you what it really feels like working in UK, London, Birmingham, Manchester, other parts of the UK. So the first thing for me was the tea and coffee culture, like the love for coffee and tea, coffee especially. Like there's like a great love for coffee. If you're working, almost like every 10 to 15 minutes, you know, someone is getting up to get a coffee. Someone is asking you, would you like to get a coffee? Would you like to grab a coffee? Should we talk about this over coffee? Should we go get coffee? Like, yeah, people love to take their coffee. I don't know if it's because of the weather. I don't know if it's just a cultural thing. I don't know if it's because of the caffeine to give them energy. But yeah, like personally, I used to also get lots of coffee, but I decided to, like, you know, to reduce it, and now I take my up to the office, you know, I just fill it with water and put like tea, peppermint tea or other types of tea in it. But yeah, be prepared to like grab coffees, and you know, don't just say no all the time, but don't say yes all the time if you don't feel like as well. Sometimes when I'm asked, do you want to grab a coffee, and I'm like, oh no, I've got mine, you know. But sometimes grabbing a coffee could be like a means of discussion between you and your boss. If your boss wants to have a one-to-one with you, they could say, oh, okay, let's go get coffee, and then you have your meeting over the coffee. So yeah, prepare to have lots of teas and coffee. Another thing I noticed that is kind of different is the after work drinks or social events, which I love personally. Work maybe Fridays, maybe Thursdays, depending on your office. Like they decide that, okay, let's go out. They love to go out. Let's go to the pub, let's go to the bars, let's go drink something, or let's go. Always like a good way to like socialize, you know, and break the ice, and you know, familiarize yourself with people outside of the work environments with less tension and less pressure. It's just a good way to break the ice, really. And don't worry, even if you don't drink alcohol, most of the pubs always have alternatives. There are like zero alcohol beers. There are also like mocktails. There are cocktails or like other things. There's even Coke, so you don't have to always go if your situation doesn't permit you, but don't always say no as well, because it makes you look antisocial. So yeah, and also apart from just the drinks, you know, sometimes we go out for bowling, we go out to play golf, sometimes go out to play darts. They always try to like find fun events to like add to work, so you'd be eager to come to work, you love your job. I think there's like an emphasis on, compared to Nigeria, right? There's this emphasis on trying to be flexible, on trying to like be fun, depending on the distribution of people in your team as well. But I think it's like a general thing. They always try to like want to make work fun, which is a good one, really. Work shouldn't have to be just work. Another thing that I found to be interesting is flexibility that comes with working here. Like most employers, especially the good ones, like the one I work for, always try to be flexible. You know, life isn't hard. If you have a child, you know, they understand that you have a child and that things can happen. They understand, unlike Nigeria, where you know, you can't just be taking an excuse from your boss. Oh, you want to go for your child immunization. I remember some people that had children when I was working back then. Like, if it's becoming every time, I mean, I'm not saying it should become every time to here, but like here, I think it's like a general understanding. If you have to like take care of your child, you know, childcare, health, or whatever reason, like they try to be flexible. If probably because of personal reasons you need to fully work from home, you know, they would probably give you that they just try to like, put your mental health into consideration, put your well-being into consideration, which I really find fantastic. Also, most of the companies here don't like enforce or impose fully working in the office on you. Like they try to give you a choice. Do you want to work from home? Do you want to work in the office? They try to like give you a choice to choose from, which is really good. I prefer an hybrid situation myself. There's no imposing of you have to come to the office every day, or yeah, so there's that flexibility, which is something that I like personally. Then another thing that I found really is the small talk. I want to believe it's genuine interest, because you just get questions like, "Hi Ricky, how are you? How was your weekend? What did you get? Did you do something interesting this weekend?" Like, they also share. Most people are willing to like share also what is going on in their personal lives, and they also want to know and engage you. How was your weekend? And again, you'll get asked, "What's your plan for the weekend?" I cannot say that enough. Like almost every Friday, every call and every person I meet asks me what is my plan for the weekend. Like even when I don't have plans for my weekend, like I'm almost tempted to make up something, because the thing is I can't really plan my weekend from like Fridays. Events that happen are usually like spontaneous or necessary, and sometimes I just want to rest. But yeah, like get ready to like engage in those kind of small talks, because if you just like ignore them, or if you like give an attitude, you could come off as antisocial. So like when they ask you, and again, get used to asking yourself, what's your plan for the weekend? Anything interesting happening? Like just be social. Another thing that I found that is kind of similar is office politics. Yeah, it doesn't stop in Nigeria. So there's like office politics here as well, but not, I would say that it's not always so glaring, but I could call it emotional intelligence really, because you need to also like be emotionally intelligent to deal with your colleagues, and whatever it is that that your boss likes, you try to do it. But I can't say that it's the same as it is in Nigeria. In Nigeria, where probably you have to carry a boss's bag, you have to escort them out, all those things. No, that one isn't here. Another thing that I found really different here is sensitivity, like the way how they are sensitive to things. There are some things that you dare not say in the office, like you'll be reported to HR if you say those. The ways that we used to describe some certain people, that we thought was like a superior thing, like it's not viewed that way here. Lots of people are very sensitive here to some comments. You can't just assume that everybody you see looking like a nation is Indian. That's one I get a lot. Like a lot of people, like a lot of my colleagues complain to me that, why did the person say I'm Indian? I don't even look Indian. Yeah, the person might not look Indian, but we know that it looks like Asian kind of, and then we assume that this person is Indian. That person isn't Indian. Do not assume that you know anybody's race, or anybody's that you know anything about anybody really, except to tell you. Sensitive to people's feelings, because people are also very sensitive. So you need to also be careful not to say things that because they report if you say anything too sensitive or anything that you feel is offensive, because the way we perceive offense is different. They would report you to HR and it could cost you your job. So try to stay out of talks about politics, race, color, and all those things, as much as you can. Don't assume that every black person you see is Nigerian too, and don't assume that every black person you see is African. You'll be shocked that even the black people, you dare not call everybody you see African. They are even more sensitive. Like other people that you see that are blacks, you might want to assume that they're African. They will take it personal, and you wouldn't like how it would end. So be careful. Thank you for staying tuned. Kindly subscribe down below, tap the subscribe button and tap the bell to get notifications. So if you're going to be working in the UK, especially in London, be prepared to work with people from all over the world. Don't expect that everybody in your team will actually be from Britain or from Scotland. Like you would see people from like a diverse culture. Like there are people from like practically everywhere, America, Spain, And so they also, that prepares them to also be able to welcome you and relate with you, because I don't know how to put it, but like you are not any different. The fact that you are an immigrant does not make you any different, does not make you less opportunity. Yeah, but like every other person on your team could also be from other countries. So yeah, be prepared. Like, it will give you an opportunity to work with people from all over the world. Another bonus I would give in this video is that if you're working in London, there's the salaries for jobs in London are always higher than that of other parts of the UK, and that is because the living expenses in London is actually higher as well. So they always try to make provision for that. So say for instance, if you're in a job, say you're working for a company and your company has branches in different parts of the UK, if you are probably relocating to say Birmingham or Manchester or whatever now, and you used to work in London, right, and you're trying to get a transfer, be prepared to get a salary reduction, because there's this part of your salary, if you were working in London, that was London allowance. They call it London allowance. It's more like the addition to make up for the living expenses. So I've had people that changed jobs, and they were surprised that their salary had to reduce, even though it was the same company, the same level, the same job, the same role, the same everything, but just because they are transferring to another branch outside London, their salary had to reduce. So prepare for that. So I'm sure you can relate, because if you actually did a student visa, you would see that the living expenses you need to show in your statements for London is quite different. It's about 1,256 or thereabouts, while the one you need to show for outside London is about 1,050 or 1,040 something. So that explains also why the salary will be different if you're working in London versus if you're working in other parts of the UK. Said it all. I think I've said it all based on my experience. I'm sure there are more. If there's anything you're currently experiencing as a new immigrant in the UK, you can share in the comment section. If there's anything you can relate to in what I've said, you can share it in the comment section. If there are more, and if there's something I said that you think, no, I don't think this is right, share it in the comment section and let's discuss. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, and comment on my YouTube channel, and don't forget to follow my Instagram page, life_career_UK. I share tips about employability in the UK. I share guide about relocation to the UK. I share job opportunities that are offering sponsorship and those that are not offering sponsorship as well. I provide career support services, LinkedIn optimization, CV review services. So thank you again, and see you next time.